Hey, it's Golden Buddha back with some more RPG horror stories for your listening entertainment. Today we have a story entitled One Tin Soldier, or How I Performed a Murderhoboectomy on My Party. Roll post. Story dredged from my memory by someone asking a question about basing an RPG adventure on a song, lyric/band. This happened in 1986, or 87, so it was first edition AD&D. So my references may be a bit dated for some of you. I've been DMing since the original box set came out, so I was used to players being pretty bloodthirsty. But they were pretty high level by this time, and had been getting pretty over the line for a while, having contests to see who could kill the highest number, or the most gruesome death inflicted, etc. I felt I needed something to rein them in and show them what they were becoming. Listen, people, to a story that was written long ago about a kingdom on a mountain and the valley folks below. Party arrives in a small kingdom in a valley at the foot of a huge mountain range. The Valley Kingdom, though obviously poor, was welcoming to such powerful adventurers, opening their homes and hearths to such mighty heroes, telling them that their reputations had preceded them, and all had heard of their mighty deeds. My players were eating it up like candy. Usually they were treated like pariah because of their history of death and destruction. But a place that treated them as they always felt they should have been treated had become their new favorite place on the planet. They were a bit suspicious when they were summoned to a meeting with the king, but were so powerful they were sure that this little backwater was no threat to them. The king was welcoming, and like his people, treated the party like long-lost sons. He then regaled them with a story. On the mountain was a treasure, hidden deep beneath a stone, and the valley people swore they'd have it for their very own. The king told them that the Mountain King was fabulously wealthy, and he and his people were greedy and refused to share the treasures of the mountain with their less fortunate brethren below. He said that the mountain people were more powerful than the people of the valley, but with the party's help, they could take that treasure and share it between them. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill asking for the buried treasure, tons of gold for which they'd kill. The king waved a crumpled letter from his tunic and told the players, "I even sent a letter to the Mountain King, begging him for help for my people." The king had tears in his eyes and told the players the Mountain King's letter told him to fuck off. And he had to watch his people starve and die because of the mountain people's greed and refusal to share. By this time, the players were really worked up. They all agreed to help, and the king dubbed the fighter general of all the army, and the thief colonel of the scouts, putting every soldier, scout, and every resource of the kingdom under the command of the players. It took very little time for them to come up with a plan, and they rallied the troops and led them up the road to the Mountain Kingdom. Now the valley cried with anger, "Mount your horses, draw your swords," and they killed the mountain people, so they won their just rewards. The spells of the two wizards easily breached the outer defenses of the Mountain Kingdom, and the fighter, cleric, and the soldiers of the valley poured into the city. Blood ran in the streets as the players carved their way through the defenders, and the soldiers ran rampant over the civilian population. The thief had snuck into the Mountain King's fortress and opened the gates from inside, allowing the fighter, leading the Valley King, and his royal guard to confront the Mountain King. The fighter cut the Mountain King down in brutal fashion, and the thief located the hidden chamber of riches. The party noticed that the treasure was beneath a great rock that could only be moved with ropes and pulleys. Using their strongest player, they lifted up the rock to reveal the treasure. Now they stood beside the treasure on the mountain dark and red, turned the stone and looked beneath it. Peace on earth was all it said. My players looked on the stone, and for the first time it dawned on them that they were now immortalized in song, and they were not the heroes. My fighter looked at me in horror and just screamed, not yelled, screamed, "You fucking bastard!" He picked up his dice and cut down the Valley King in a few rounds. The rest of the party was able to kill the entirety of the royal guard, while the fighter searched the Valley King's body. I thought this would happen, so I already had the prop ready, and handed the letter to the fighter. Came an answer from the kingdom. "With our brothers we will share all the secrets of the mountain, all the riches buried there." I swear, the cleric, who had been boasting at how many kills he had gotten, carving through the mountain people, looked almost like he was going to cry. All of us loved music, and this song was everywhere in our youth. I was shocked that they hadn't figured it out before they moved that damn rock. They exited out of the fortress to see that the Valley soldiers had killed every man, woman, and child. The last words of my party was, "We are leaving this whole area. Fuck these people." We missed a few sessions, as everyone claimed to be busy, but I was pretty sure that they were all talking to each other. We got together a few weeks later, and the players told me they wanted to retire this campaign and restart our Villains and Vigilante Superhero RPG campaign, because everyone needed to feel like a straight-up hero for a bit. In no game after that were they ever as bad again. So all's well that ends well. All credit for the song 110 Soldier belonged to original cast. In post. That was heavy, and I think the DM did a great job at subverting their expectations. Honestly, I would have loved to be in this game. And the fact that the players felt it, see, stories like these are part of the reason I play RPGs. When you get that verisimilitude, when you're in and when you really feel like your actions have consequences and your actions matter, that's a session that you'll always remember. That's the stories that stick with you and that you tell your friends over and over again. And I'm so glad he shared this story with us. Yeah, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. And I'm probably going to listen to the song. I have not heard the song, but I will definitely listen to it. Let me know your thoughts below. And as always, this is Golden Buddha telling you to stay enlightened and stay safe.